Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome to the first vlog of 2021. However, right now I am still in the last 10 minutes of 2020 with Avengers Endgame synced up in the background. Alright, so you heard it from everybody already last year now that, of course, last year, 2020, paint bottle just dropped. Still 2020 for me for the next 8 minutes, but 2020 started out as the beginning of a whole new decade. You don't get to say that too many times in your life. And then we all thought we were going to have a great solid start and even 2020. And then we got to March. The world changed forever. I really feel like it just blew by faster than any other year I have ever experienced. I thought 2019, which was a really bad year for me, and other years before it were incredibly fast, but 2020 was a blur. I feel like it was just a few weeks ago that, this entire crisis was declared. Then the rest of the year was just a blur. It just went by instantly. I feel like it was a year I didn't even live. It's been such a strange year for the entire world, and the whole world was rocked by it. Obviously, we are still in it, despite the calendar having changed. And speaking of the calendar having changed, I kind of discuss it here and there. And, I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions. I don't make them myself. What I'll do is maybe set up an outline and a few goals that aren't quite resolutions or aren't quite as monumentous or crazy as resolutions. And instead, I like to just kind of maybe try to outline the first half of the year, because I never really look to January 1st to be my reason to implement a change in my life. Just to say that if there's change needed, it should occur at any moment. And you can kind of create that momentum regardless of what the calendar says. Two major highlights for me as far as the things that I love go for 2020 will always include, of course, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the series that started my entire channel in 2008 when I was just a kid. Seeing that wrap up in arguably the greatest way we could have ever imagined was so amazing on Disney Plus. And the Mandalorian season 2 delivering on every level as it brought us Cobb Vanth from the books into live action, to Bo-Katan and Ahsoka Tano herself from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, brought to the live action scene, followed up by the return of Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett, and of course the return of Luke Skywalker. Those two things are really going to stand out to me always as kind of the two shining moments of 2020. So despite the state of the world, despite countless people dying, millions of people dying around the world from this year and what it caused, at least for me personally, a slightly better year than 2019. And it was definitely a much better year for my channel. Getting to reinvent my main channel in a few new ways has been really fun. I know I've been kind of absent for these last few weeks, but regardless, I'm still seriously enjoying the new direction that the channel has taken, and got to get back on track for sure. Working on some new customs right now, of course, the Mandalorian season 2, so Ahsoka Tano in the house. And then I actually did just update Din Djarin's helmet for my Mandalorian season 2 Mandalorian. I showed that over on Patreon already, and that will eventually be featured in a video on the main channel pretty soon here. And also getting to work on Bo-Katan, and it's going well. It's taken some time. I actually took some time kind of off from the holidays, got busy with all of that among other things. But we are 3 minutes out now from Tony Stark doing the snap. I'm gonna kind of just wait for that. I guess this is it for the year 2020. Man. Here we go. The end of 2020. Boom! There it is. Just a little bit out of sync. Welcome to 2021. There it is, right there. It's midnight, brand new year. Oh my gosh. And there's Chadwick Boseman. Guys, that's it for 2020. Welcome to the new year, 2021. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to me up until this point during the vlog. I'm excited to continue the weekly vlog, and thank you guys so much for being here on MGF Extra, and thank you for supporting me last year. All right, so it's actually Monday when this vlog was supposed to go up, but I was running some errands today, and I have also been working on the first big 2021 video for the main channel, big Mandalorian Season 2 showcase update about where I'm at with Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, and all that stuff. And so I'm going to be editing that tonight instead, and then trying to get that up tomorrow. So hopefully you're not seeing this vlog too late and we're not thrown too far off the course of the weekly streak. But here, check this out. This is kind of a disaster in the room right now, but got some new Black Series figures in. As you can see, Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic 2. And unfortunately, this figure is really not very good, as it's just mostly rehashed Darth Maul parts, and Darth Nihilus is way taller than Darth Maul, so this figure is way too short, and just generally the proportions aren't the greatest, and the robes certainly aren't accurate, as of course, again, they are Mauls instead of Nihiluses, but he looks good in the packaging, which is why I'm still glad that I picked him up, and he will look very good over on my gaming wall up there. So I'm very excited to add him, probably just underneath Revan is probably where I'll wind up placing him. But yeah, I managed to finally get him a little bit later than anticipated, but again, at least he looks good in the packaging. Then I also got a couple battle droids as well, and these guys came out, I want to say, at the beginning of 2019, and I only actually ever got one of them when I actually wanted to kind of wind up finishing out with probably somewhere closer to like 4 or 6 of them, but then they never actually returned back down to like the retail prices. So this is actually my first time getting more battle droids in like about 2 years. So I'm just happy to have multiples of these guys now, and I'm definitely more than happy to settle on 3. Actually got these guys discounted on GameStop's website. I also did get in the Hot Toys Commander Cody from Revenge of the Sith, a figure that has been in development from them for like, God, I think also since the beginning of 2019, and I finally got mine in. I've actually had him still in the box for like a week now and still haven't opened him, but I will open him in next week's vlog. I do have a bunch of cool things that I want to show you guys that I got in today, and progress on my Mandalorian Season 2 minifigures that you will have already seen on the main channel just recently with that video. But first off, I got in the new Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff minifigure by Diamond Custom Bricks, which is super cool. I believe this is actually a design by Phoenix Customs as well, and it was sort of a collaboration between the two of them. And yeah, I managed to reserve one of these early and secured one of these minifigures, and it is just so cool with a fantastic design by Phoenix, and then also the custom hairpiece, which is just leaps and bounds better than what I was doing in 2018. I still like my Scarlet Witch quite a lot, which is why I'm not making a new one for WandaVision. However, I really do love how this just completely nails a sort of almost official like Lego Wanda that, you know, Lego always should have done for the character, but of course never really did. And I do love the pad printed, you know, exposed fingers on the dark red hands there as well. So I definitely can't wait to display this minifigure. And then it also comes with this like digital printed, it looks like, picture frame with a super cool render of the minifigure, and that actually appears to be printed onto like a flat minifig stand or something. I don't know. This is actually really cool though. Then, as you might have noticed back here, I got Tuminio's new Cobb Vanth set in, and I was really excited for this, not because I'm making a Cobb Vanth and not because I'm necessarily going to be using these parts here, because I already have so many from Nate's minifigs that I'll be implementing into my custom Boba Fett, a lot of which you can kind of see in this container here. However, what I really loved about Tuminio's Boba Fett chest plate is that you can see you've actually got the scarf integrated into it. So what's awesome is, you know, Tamira Morrison, of course, in The Mandalorian season 2 sort of had a bit of a dad bod, as everyone was saying, right? The chest armor was a little bit bulky on the guy. And so what's really cool about Tuminio's bulkier style, especially in this case, is that if I remove those shoulder pads, you still do have sort of that bulk that I would be already looking for with Tamira Morrison's Boba Fett, and I might have something to work with here. So I'm definitely very excited about potentially implementing this piece into my custom Boba Fett. I did wind up getting another package drop from Nate's Minifigs, this time including a replacement Grogu, more Din Djarin pieces, and some new Night Owl pieces as well. And I think these are all absolutely fantastic. I'm super impressed with the design work, and especially the straps, and also like the knee armor pieces for like the minifigure's legs, which is just really, really cool. Not only has he just been super generous sending out all of these parts, but I mean, he has made Mandalorian customizing so much easier for the LEGO community. And also, as you can see, I did wind up finally integrating some of his pieces onto my custom Bo-Katan, who I am very excited to say I will be painting soon, finally, because you can see I did actually glue his new Night Owl chest plate in there onto the torso. I did integrate one of his belts, and I modified it a little bit, added some 3D elements of my own, did start to finalize the sculpting work I've already done on the arms, have to kind of continue it and finish it out on the back. But I also did modify one of Nate's backing pieces here, and I drilled out a hole in the center to include one of Tuminio's micro magnets to actually have one of Tuminio's jetpacks, his earlier Din Djarin jetpack that I kind of trimmed the thrusters off of and then sculpted my own little tip here to emulate Bo-Katan's so that it could be magnetized to the back. So it works out really well, and it looks really awesome, and I cannot wait to start painting Bo-Katan really soon here. And now that the helmet by LM9 Productions there has fallen off, you can see this is likely the face that I will be using as a base for Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian Season 2. All of this was featured in the video that I just posted on the main channel recently, but I also am getting pretty close to having Ahsoka ready for paint as well. Her painted face is now complete on that dark orange blank head that I started with initially, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It is by far the cleanest Ahsoka face that I've painted to date, and I can't wait for you guys to see more of that if you haven't already in the video that went up on the main channel. And then of course Din Djarin here with the new version 2 Mando helmet by Tuminio. I finally did paint this one up, and I've got him there with the Darksaber now. And one thing that I did differently with this new Mandalorian helmet that is now a part of my custom minifigure is I actually used a Nuln Oil shade in the center of the visor so that it looks a little bit more clean, a little bit more natural, and not overly shiny like the first version of the helmet, which is right here. You can kind of see it's much glossier in there with a much stronger finish, and it's just a lot more of an aggressive look inside the visor, where I feel like the shade that I used here is far more natural looking and just complements the overall minifigure a lot better. And speaking of complementing the overall minifigure a lot better, I did also incorporate a lot more outlines into the helmet, which are now consistent with the chest plate, and then also all of the outlines that I made exposed on the jetpack. So it just kind of overall makes the minifigure a lot more consistent. And now, as you can see, he does have the Darksaber as well. So I think this is super sick, and I will be painting up Tuminio's newer jetpack pretty soon here, which I have on hand, this bigger one, which is slightly less detailed, I think, but also a little more accurate because of the size. So this is really awesome too, and I can't wait to incorporate it as well onto my Mando Season 2 Din Djarin. And finally, Luke Skywalker, who I'm really not too concerned with because, I mean, he's just a lot of fabric work. I will be attempting a painted face, potentially with Mark Hamill. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided on that, but then this hairpiece is just kind of there as a placeholder. No real decisions have been made as far as how I'll be actually, you know, tackling Luke Skywalker here, other than the fact that, of course, I do have this fantastic lightsaber hilt by OMV Custom Minifigures on Instagram, and then also, you know, I will be probably making a custom sculpted hood piece, which will more than likely be a sculpted integration into Lego's pre-existing hood piece that you guys are already very familiar with, of course, and then all the Boba Fett pieces will soon be integrated onto the base minifigure for Boba here from Nate's Minifigures. So I'm really not too concerned about Boba Fett or Luke Skywalker, because they are definitely a little bit more straightforward than Bo-Katan or Ahsoka here, which is why you've been seeing a little bit less of them in these videos and in the last few weeks. But this is definitely a strong start to 2021, guys, and I am excited to keep going. But that's going to do it for this first vlog in 2021, guys. Happy New Year. I hope that it is going a little bit better for all of you. So far, we shall see, but I'm excited by all of the projects that I did actually lay out and post over on my Patreon just recently. So I'm just really looking forward to working more efficiently this year and tackling more projects head on. And I'm just so excited to be doing this Mandalorian Season 2 showcase, shortly followed by Thor and Hulk from Avengers Endgame, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and so on. But I will catch you guys next week. And so take care, stay safe, keep creating. This is the way, all of the things. Bye.